Good morning, students. In past few lectures, we are dealing with electric force and electric field. And in previous classes, we have learned electric field due to different continuous charge distribution bodies. So today, as a whole, from the beginning, in electrostatics, what we have learned, we will just recapitulate within a while, within 1 minute, we'll recapitulate that. We have learned very in the beginning, we have learned about electric force. Electric force is F. Electric force, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square, or instead of Q1 and Q2, I will be taking it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q small q divided by R square, where capital Q is the point charge and small q is the test charge, right? And electric force, it is vector quantity. Unit of electric force is Newton. Unit of electric force, it is Newton. As it is vector quantity, the force can be positive or negative. That means it can be attractive force or repulsive force. F can be 0, positive or negative. It is vector quantity, and unit of electric force is Newton. Similarly, after that, after electric force, we have learnt electric field. Electric field is equal to electric force divided by test charge Q. This is written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q divided by R square. Electric field is also vector quantity. Unit of electric field is Newton per Coulomb. Unit of electric field is Newton per Coulomb. And relation between electric field and electric force, you can write the relation between electric field and electric force. They are interlinked with each other. That we have learned in previous lecture. Coming to number 3, we have electric potential. Electric potential is equal to E dot R, E bar dot R bar, as dot product is a scalar quantity, where electric potential is a scalar quantity. Remember that. This E dot R can be written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q divided by R. Electric potential is a scalar quantity. Unit of electric potential is Newton meter per Coulomb. That is unit of electric potential. Or even you can write electric potential V is equal to integration E dot dr. This is also one more relation you can use in order to find out electric potential. This we will be using in today's lecture. And coming to fourth one, we have learnt about electric potential energy. Electric potential energy is equal to F bar dot R bar, or even you can write it as integration of F of R dr, or even you can write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q small q divided by R. And electric potential energy is also a scalar quantity. Unit of electric potential energy is Joule. And remember, electric potential can also has unit volt. Unit of electric potential, you can write it as volt. And even this Joule, you can write it as electron volt. Unit of electric potential energy, it can be even written in terms of electron volt. And you can even write down the relation between electron volt and Joule. 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 Joule. This is the relation between electron volt and Joule. These are the things which we have discussed in past few classes. right? We are going to learn about equipotential surfaces. For that, I am taking a positive charge plus Q, and this from this plus Q charge, field is extended outward. This is E bar, and in the field line, I am taking one test charge which is denoted with small q. This is a test charge. Now this test charge is at a distance r1 from the capital Q charge. At this particular point, you have some field, you have some potential, that is V1, and obviously there will be some field over here, that is E1. So at a distance R1 from this capital Q charge, you have potential V1 and you have field E1. You can write down relation between these two. How do you write relation? V1 is equal to E1 bar dot R1 bar, or even you can write V1 is equal to integration of E dot dr. This is relation between field and potential, which I have represented here. Now at the same distance, like for example, if I take another point over here, I'll be taking another point at this position, the same line. I'm taking the same test charge over here, and the separation from here to here, I take it as R2. Okay. Now, as the separation between two charges has been changed, the potential will be obviously changed, and as well as electric field also changes. Here I will be writing it as potential V2 and electric field as E2. I can write down relation between electric field and electric potential. V2 is equal to E2 dot R2 bar. Okay, this is R2. Now we have potential V1 and V2, which are different values. I can find out potential difference delta V, which is equal to potential difference V2 minus V1. That is potential difference delta V, which can be written as V2 minus V1. The difference in the two potentials in the same line between two positions is nothing but called as electric potential difference. So potential difference from here to here, this is delta V, the difference between these 2 points, V1 and V2. So simply V1, V2 values you can substitute here, so that you will be getting potential difference delta V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Capital Q will be as it is here, because we are finding potential due to this capital Q charge. And the separation here is 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. This is the potential difference, and it is mathematical expression for potential difference. You need to remember that. Similarly, electric potential energy and electric force can be related here, and electric potential energy difference, that means delta U, can also be written as capital Q small q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. This is potential energy difference. Okay. This is one more relation. You will be using these all things in the next coming classes. That's the reason why I'm explaining. So delta U is potential difference energy, potential energy difference. Delta V is just potential difference. Now you should find out, you are now learning about equipotential surface. So name itself tells you, equi mean equal, potential mean potential. So those points where there is equal potential, they are said to be as equipotential points. If you join the locus of all those points, you will get a surface, and that surface is called as equipotential surface, right? Now let me explain it clearly. It's very simple concept. Now see, from this capital Q charge, you have separation R2, and that is along east direction. Now go for north. Along north also, there will be a point, right? This is electric field, which is extended outward. And at some particular point, like say here, at that particular point, you have charge Q, which is separation R2. Okay. Now, when you are bringing this test charge from east direction to north direction, only the direction has been changed, but capital Q value is remained same, small q is remained same, R2 is also the same value, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, however, it is constant. Therefore, the potential V2 which you have got along east direction, same potential will be obtained here, that is V2 as it is, but electric field will be varied. Here you will be getting it as E2 dash. Why E2 dash I am writing here? E2 electric field is vector quantity, right? Vector quantity, if you are writing E2, here it is in which direction? I cap. But whereas coming here, you should take it as J cap. Electric field direction changes, but magnitude will be remained same. As direction is changing, it is vector quantity. This is different. But potential is a scalar quantity. Therefore, at the same point which you are calculating on east, if you go towards the north even, you will be getting the same potential V2. Therefore, potential points P, let me name it as A and B. So these two potential points A and B, they are equal. Now let us come to another position along west direction. Along west direction, I am considering this point where I am taking a test charge Q, which is at a distance R2. Now here also you will have same potential, right? That is V2, but field will be different. Potential is same, but field will be different. Similarly, when you take the same point over here, when you take same point over here in the south direction, charge is the same, separation is R2. Here also you will be getting same potential V2, right? Now what I do, I'll just join these all points. I'm joining these all points, right? And these 2 points I am joining. And these 2 points are also I am joining. Okay. So if I join those all points, obviously you will be getting a circle, but it should be 3-dimensional. This resumes a sphere. So not only east, west, north, south, northeast, southwest, all those directions, there will be the potential, and that distance will be same. Like here to here, it is R2 distance. Therefore, here also you will be having same potential. Here to here, it is same distance R2. Here also you will have same potential V2. Here also the distance is same R2. Therefore, here you will have same potential V2. If you join those all points, you are getting a spherical distribution, and that whole sphere has same potential. Therefore, such a type of surface where potential is equal, it is called as equipotential surface. Now this dotted line, which is formed by all locus of all the points which are being plotted, that is nothing but called as equipotential surface. It is equipotential surface, and that is at distance R2. Similarly, you can plot one more sphere at a distance R1, right? At distance R1, you can plot one more circle. Similarly, even at closer distance, you can form one more circle. Like this. If you join all the points at the same position from charge Q, there will be such type of surfaces formed. Such surfaces are those surfaces where potential is equal. Hence, it is said to be as equipotential surface. Now, one important conclusion you need to draw from this equipotential surface is, now let me consider this potential as V1, this potential as V2. We have already denoted it. In order to bring the point charge from position R1 to position R2, you need to spend some energy. You need to do some work. That work done W is equal to delta V into test charge Q. This is the relation where you will be calculating work done, and this is equal to potential energy delta V, potential energy difference between 2 points. That is equal to work done. Work done is equal to change in the potential energy. Work energy theorem I am using here. It is delta V into Q. Between these 2 potential points, you are moving this test charge. So I can write it as W is equal to delta V. It is V2 minus V1 into Q. This gives you work done. Right? Now look here. One important thing I want to explain in this concept. See, we have test charge here Q, which is at a distance R1, I am taking this test charge from this position to this position on the same line. Okay. Now what is the separation from here to here? That will be obviously R1. Therefore, what is potential here? V1. What is field over here? Field will be changed because it is a vector quantity. Like it may be something around I and J, like it is vector quantity. I am denoting it with different E dash. What you are doing in this case, you are bringing a test charge Q from one position to other position in the same equipotential line, right? Now let me name these points as, this point I name it as alpha, this point I name it as beta. Okay. Now V alpha minus V beta is equal to 0. Is it not? Is there any change in the potentials? Alpha, it is the same potential V1. At beta also same potential you will have because it is at the same distance R1. Therefore, delta V is equal to 0. If delta V is equal to 0, what about W alpha beta? This also equal to 0. W alpha beta is also equal to 0 because W is equal to delta V into Q. Delta V is V alpha minus V beta, which is equal to 0. Work done is equal to 0. So very, very important conclusion here is, you are moving a test charge in the same potential surface. In equipotential line, you are moving the test charge. If you are moving it so in the same equipotential line, then net work done will be equal to 0. If you are moving test charge in between two potential points, or you are bringing the test charge from one potential surface to another potential surface, definitely some amount of work is being done, and that work done is non-zero. You can calculate it with delta V dot Q. And here it is similar to gravitational field. You are bringing a test charge in between the same potential line. So therefore, work done here will be equal to 0, but work done here not equal to 0. Work done to bring it from here to here, even that is also not equal to 0. Therefore, the force which is acting over here is conservative force, and the field which is over here is conservative field, and this type of energy is conservative energy. So remember, electric force is conservative force, electric field is conservative field. Work done by conservative forces is equal to 0. So in this particular example, which is being shown in the figure, you have three different potential positions, right? Now here you will have potential VA, here you will have potential VB, here you will have potential VC. Three different potential points I am taking because they are separated by distance R1, R2 and R3. Okay. Now obviously in between these two you are doing some work, and this I will be writing it as WAB. Okay. And in between these 2 points you can do some work. This is WAB. And in between these two positions, you can bring a test charge from one point to another point. That I will be writing it as WCA. Okay. So remember that in all these work done, WAB is not equal to 0. WBC, I'm sorry, this is BC. WBC is not equal to 0. WCA is also not equal to 0. And remember, work done is greater in WCA. Suppose if BC is equal to AB, if BC is equal to AB, then work done AB is equal to work done BC. Suppose if BC is not equal to AB, then work done AB is not equal to work done in BC. And similarly, work done AB is not equal to work done CA. And remember, work done CA is greater than work done BC, and that is equal to work done AB. Remember that here I am considering BC is equal to AB. Work done in CA is much greater than that of work done in BC and AB, because that depends upon the separation between two positions. Now let me take one more point over here. I take one point over here. This point, I can consider it as D. Okay. And let me take one more point here. This is E. Fine. Now check it up. This is very important conclusion which I am going to tell you. This part is completed. So we have took all these only in one particular straight line. Okay. Now come to positions A and D. Right. Now check it up. Work done AD. WAD is equal to 0. Why it is 0? Since VA is equal to VD, delta V is equal to 0. Right. Work done along AD. That means in order to bring a test charge from A to D, which is on the equal potential, it will be equal to 0. Right. And now let us calculate WAE. WAE. Where is A? Here is A. Where is E? Here is E. Right. Now remember that WAE is not equal to any other work done. WAE is not equal to WAB and it is not equal to WBC. But potential at C is equal to potential at E. Therefore, WAC is equal to WAE. Remember this point. Even though you are bringing it in different paths, A to C, it is a straight line. This is AC, right? But see here, AE is this. This is AE. Even though this distance AE, RAE is greater than RCA. Even though it is greater, even though this point is valid, but potential at E and potential at C are equal. As their potentials are equal, remember that work done in bringing a test charge from A to C and work done in bringing a test charge from A to E, both are equal. How I'll show you. See, work done AC. How do you write here? VA minus VC into Q. Okay. Work done AE. How do you write? Work done AE is equal to VA minus VE into Q. Is it not? But what do we have? VC is equal to VE. See, work done is not depending upon the separation between 2 points. It is only depending upon potential differences. Potential difference in both the cases are equal. Therefore, WAC and WAE are equal irrespective of the path you are bringing. Right? That is very, very important conclusion which we can see from this example. So remember that from these all examples, we have drawn few conclusions, right? What are those conclusions? Point number 1. Work done is only state dependent. Work done is only state dependent. It only depends on initial and final positions. Initial and final states. Okay. Second point. Work done is path independent. Remember that work done is path independent. This is path independent. So how you are bringing it? It is independent of the path followed. It is only depending upon the states. Initial state, final state. And point number 3. Work done can be equal to 0. Work done can be positive. Work done can be negative. That depends on the potential points. Okay. Work done can be 0. Work done then can be positive. Work done can be negative. That depends upon the potential points from where to where you are bringing the charge and which type of charge you are bringing it and the reference point charge, whether it is plus capital Q or minus capital Q. Depending on that, you will be having work done either negative or positive, and work done can be even zero. Good. So students, we have few electric field lines been shown in the diagrams. In the question 1, the field lines are being shown, and that is denoted with E bar. Okay. Now here, let me explain things easily. The separation between two field lines. The separation between two field lines everywhere. Check it up. The separation between two field lines. Separation between two field lines are equal, right? Separation between two field lines are equal. Therefore, what does it represent? It is uniform electric field. That is uniform electric field, because separation between two field lines is neither increasing nor decreasing. It is uniform electric field. Now starting to these points A, B and C. Field is in which direction? From A to C. Field is traveling from A to C. As field is traveling from A to C, it means that when you are placing a test charge at A, by default it goes to C. You need not do any work. By default it will be directed towards that point C, because test charge always move in the direction of electric field. So if you are placing a test charge small q here, then definitely that will be directed towards C. It itself will be moving, right? Now I want to find out field over here, like EA. Okay, EA, field at this point A, field at this point B, field at this point C, right? EA is equal to EB is equal to EC. Is it not? Field A, because this is uniform field, electric field at A and B and C, they are equal, and that is also equal to E at D, and that is also equal to E at E. So it is uniform electric field. Field is everywhere uniform, that is same. But potentials are not same. VA not equal to VB not equal to VC. Potentials are different. So as I already told you, charged particle will be always moving from high potential to low potential. So in order to find out the potential points, what you need to do is just draw a vertical line at that point. Like for example, you are now finding potential at A, draw a vertical line at potential at this point, right? So along this vertical line, field potential will be equal. So along this vertical line, potential is always same, that is equipotential surface. Now come to this position B, right? This is VB, potential at point B, and this line is crossing with D also. B and D, it is cutting B and D. What does it mean? Potential at B will be equal to potential at D. Similarly, one vertical line you will draw from C, and that vertical line is also crossing E. Therefore, V at C is equal to V at E. And charged particle, if you leave, that will be going in which direction? From A to E, this charged particle travel. Okay. So therefore, potential here is greater. This is VA, and this I write it as VE. VA is greater than VE because test charge is moving in that particular direction. It always move from high potential to low potential, right? So clearly in this we have got VA is not equal to VB, not equal to VC. VB is equal to VD. VC is equal to VE. That we have already shown it in the vertical line. Now clearly you can understand that potential at A is greater than potential at B is greater than potential at C, right? These are the important conclusions from this particular example 1. Now come to example 2. Come to example 2. See here, separation between 2 points. separation between 2 points, they are equal. What does it represent? It is uniform electric field. As it is uniform electric field, potential at field at A is equal to field at B is equal to field at C is equal to field at E and D. Field is equal because this is uniform field, uniform electric field. Field is always equal throughout these lines, anywhere it can be. Now you should find out, you should comment about potentials. So in order to find out the potentials, what you'll do? You will draw a perpendicular line crossing through all the field lines. So I'll draw a perpendicular line. Now this is perpendicular line, right? It is perpendicular to first line, second line, third line and fourth line. The potential line which you are plotting, that should be always perpendicular to all the field lines. Now this point, I name it as VA. As this line is crossing through all the points, therefore I can tell it as VA is equal to VB is equal to VC. Potentials are equal. Now next you can draw one more potential line, that is E, which is perpendicular to electric field lines. So this is VE. And one more, I can drop one perpendicular. It should be perpendicular to all these lines, and that is VD. Right? Clearly, you can write it as VA not equal to VE not equal to VD. Okay. And potential at these points, VA is equal to VB is equal to VC, because they are on the same perpendicular line. Right? And now you can write which is greater. Which point is greater? So in order to check that, what you should do, simply leave a test charge in that uniform electric field. If you leave a test charge at position A, to which direction it will be traveling? It will be traveling towards D. Therefore, which point is greater potential? A is greater potential, D is a smaller potential. So therefore, VA is greater than VE is greater than VD. Right? So this is one more simple example. You can compare electric field and as well as electric potentials using these field lines. One more simple example. Students, this part is very important for JEE and as well as NEET, especially in theoretical questions. You will be asked, you will be tested with your conceptual knowledge by using these questions. Now coming to question number 3, field lines, you can check it. Here and here, separation is not equal, right? Therefore, what does it represent? This is non-uniform electric field. This is non-uniform electric field. If it is non-uniform electric field, field will be different at different positions, right? So EA is not equal to EC is not equal to ED. EA, EC, ED all are not equal. Now which is greater, you need to tell me. That is very simple. So what you will do, if the field is greater, density will be greater. Field is smaller, density of the field lines is smaller. So simply you can write field at density here is greater, right? At this point they are very much closer at position A. And at position D, field lines are separated by large distance. So density will be less, population decreases. Therefore, E at A is greater than E at C is greater than E at D. And remember, E at A is equal to E at B because they are in the same vertical line. So separation between these 2 points and separation between these 2 points, they are equal. Therefore, E at A and E at B are equal. So that is comment regarding electric field. Now come to potential points, right? When you are dealing with potential points, check it up. Potential, in order to find out what you will do, simply you will draw a vertical line which is perpendicular to those lines, right? Now I'll draw perpendicular. For everywhere you need to draw a perpendicular line like this. So this is, you will be getting a curve because electric field lines are curved over here. Therefore, potential lines are also will be curved. Clear? So here also you will get a curve like this. If you leave a test charge, from where to where it travel? It will be traveling from A towards this C, and from C it will be traveling towards D. Therefore, which is potential greater? Which potential is greater? Obviously, it should be A. VA is greater than VC is greater than VD. And remember, potential at A is equal to potential at B. Clear? So this is very important concept which you can tell the whole information with electric field lines and electric potential lines. If the lines or curves are being given to you, then you can completely describe the structure of charges over there, potentials over there, fields over there, just by using those field lines and potential lines.